One of the reasons that so many people fail to integrate OC into their own defensive carry, I really am convinced it's just a misunderstanding of where it plugs in your personal protection tool set and skill set. Where do we apply OC? So certainly if there is a threat at any kind of distance that is a lethal threat, that is what the handgun is for. Now, if something kicks off right at contact distance, most likely it's going to be a hand problem. Even if you had the chance to get the OC into your hand, deploying it right against an adversary right here, you're going to be wearing it too. So my default is if it kicks off right at this point and he's this close to me anyway, this is a hand problem. I need to be able to make space with hand skills, or even an impact weapon of some kind. A light is a great tool for that. So one of the reasons I always carry a good handheld light is at contact distance, a strike to the clavicle notch, if it's a less lethal thing, tends to get people's attention. So any kind of impact tool like that is appropriate. But where OC plugs in is if you're dealing with a less lethal, simple assault, somebody closing on you that you are convinced they are going to assault you over, a parking space dispute or whatever other stupidity that usually leads to those kind of things. When you have the space and time to get the spray into your hand, you can potentially short circuit the assault by spraying the face of the aggressor. Typically, spray is best employed where you have some space to move, because once you spray the guy, you don't want to make contact with him. The idea of the spray is to not make contact with him to begin with, but once he's wearing the spray, you definitely don't want to make contact with him, if at all possible. So it's really that interim distance when an aggressor who is not a lethal threat but a simple assault is in play and he's closing on you, that's where OC tends to be employed. Think of it as a distant eye jab. The eye jab is a preemptive blow like that, where we go for the eyes of the opponent just with splayed fingers, and it's a very effective preemptive blow because it's very startling. It tends not to do much damage to the eyes. It's just startling. Guys who are very combatives heavy, like Kelly McCann, Craig Douglas, those kind of guys teach that as a preemptive blow. So think of spray as a preemptive blow that you can launch across the room, across the hood of a car, etc., rather than having to be at contact distance where things are more dangerous for you at that point.